Hello and welcome to the introduction for editing content on the Yakima County VAS WordPress website. First, what you're going to want to do is log in if you haven't already. So to do that, you scroll down to the bottom of the home page, and in the lower right hand corner there's some text that says admin login. So go ahead and double click on that. Okay, great. Now we are in the back end of the site, and you're going to put in your username and your password. And if you want it to pop up like it did for me, because you're using this computer consistently, you'll want to check this box here that says remember me, and it'll automatically show up next time you go to log in. So input this information and click log in. Okay, and today for editing existing content, we are going to primarily use this upper black bar here, which only shows up when you're logged in. There's also this black bar over here, which will come in handy in the future. This is called the dashboard, and we'll be focusing on that later. So to edit a page, first we're going to view the site, and to do that, you hover over your site name and click Visit Site. Okay, and so you'll see that this black bar continues to show up while you're logged in. And then we're going to go to the page that we want to edit. So let's say we want to edit the helpful websites page. So I'll click on that. Great. And then in this upper black bar, you click Edit Page. And sometimes it'll say Edit Post or Edit Event, but click the Edit. All right, and now we're in the back end of this page. And I'm going to do an overview of this editing type. There's a couple different editing types. This is called Classic Mode. Next, I'll be going over Back-End Editor. Those are the two types we use. So for this Classic Mode, there's the paragraph box here and all your editing tools. Often when you first go here, this isn't selected, the toolbar toggle, and so you'll only see this one bar of options. So if for some reason those other options aren't showing up, you go ahead and click the toolbar toggle and you'll have all of these options as well. So some things you can do when you're editing a page, you can add media. So let's say I wanted to add an image above all of this text. So we'll go ahead and click Add Media. And you can select from images already in your media library, or you can go to Upload Files and select a file that's on your computer, or drag and drop into this area and it will automatically upload. I'm going to use one from the media library today. So let's say I want to add our logo. So insert into page, click there, and in just a minute it will show up. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to select that image. I'm going to align it in the center. And then you can also adjust the size of the image to make it larger or smaller. And you can align it here as well, or edit it to a different image, or remove it. And then other things you can do to edit this page, there's the standard bold, italic, bullets, quote option, link option. This is a divider, so let's say I wanted to separate the image from the text. I'll add a divider here. This is also a very handy tool, paste as text. Let's say I copied something from a Word document or an email. Often formatting comes along with that text, which will affect how it looks on our page. So if I want to paste just the text, I can select this, make a spot for it, paste, and then only the text comes in, none of the other formatting comes in. Another way you can handle that is by selecting the text and saying clear formatting. For example, if I wanted to take the formatting off of this, the link will not change, but the bold will disappear. See, cleared that formatting. And then we have indent options, increase, decrease, undo, etc. So I'm actually going to center this text under our image. Bold that again. Oh, and it looks like our divider disappeared, so I'm going to go ahead and add that back in. There we go. Okay. So those are the editing options. So let's go ahead and preview what that looks like. So you can select, like I just did, select the preview changes before you update. And that's what it looks like with our divider, our text, our image. One other thing I wanted to show you is that sometimes when you go to the page, this text tab will be selected instead of the visual tab. And if that's selected, it looks, it's code, it's the back end of this page. So if you come here and you don't see what the page is looking like, then that's what's happening. The wrong tab is selected. So to edit, you want to make sure the visual tab is selected. And that should most likely be there when you go to edit the page. But just in case, I wanted to show you that could happen. So again, this is the classic mode of a page type or page tool. The other type that we use consistently is called the back-end editor. So to switch over to the other type, I'll show you what it looks like. I'll go ahead and click this back-end editor here, and you'll see now classic mode, what we were doing before, is an option. And this is what the back-end editor would look like. I'm going to switch back to classic mode. And then I'm going to go back to visit the site. We're not going to save any of those changes. And I will begin to edit a page that is in that back-end editor type. So let's edit the About Us page. So I click on that, and I say Edit Page. Great. And you'll see that it automatically goes into this back-end editor type. So if we wanted to switch back to classic mode, again, we can do that by clicking on the classic mode, and you can see it looks like it did when we were editing the helpful websites page, but now it has some extra layout text due to using the back-end editor. So let's switch back to back-end editor. And to edit the text, you're going to want to find the green box. So let's say I want to edit the Board of Directors text. So I'm going to click on that tab and find the green box and click on the white pencil. And now all the options that were in the classic mode are showing up, and you can edit in the exact same way. And you can save your changes. If you're wanting to add a new tab, that's when you would use this yellow box. So here I click on the plus. I want to edit it. Let's call this Test tab. And see how it shows up there. And then you see how the other ones have this text block that's already automatically there to edit. In order to add a text block to this tab as well, I need to click on this plus sign here and add a text block. Save those changes and it shows up. So if you're wanting to add columns, the back-end editor is ideal for that, whereas on the other page it was just text for the helpful website, so we didn't need to worry about any columns. So I'm going to do a quick overview of how you might add extra text or extra columns to this page. So we just added an extra tab, but if I want to add something else below these tabs, I'm going to again click on this gray plus, and you see there it says Add Element. And let's say I want to again add a text block. Oop, there we go. All right. And now in order to make this a column, we're going to click here. And it gives us some column options, but I'm going to show you how to make your own custom. So let's say I want a fourth, and then a half, and then a fourth. You click Update, and there it goes. It shows up right here. And let's say I want to go ahead and duplicate this text block. I can click here where it says Duplicate or Clone. And I can drag that over to either here or here. So now we have two text blocks. Here though, I'm going to choose not to add text, I'm going to add an image. So I would click on the gray plus to add an element. Here are all our elements. Let's say I want to add an image. I don't see image anywhere on here and I don't want to search through everything. I can go ahead and put image right there, single image. And then click on the green plus to search in our media library or to upload a file. So I'm again going to add our logo. Great. And it automatically is going to have the image size set as a thumbnail. I don't want it to be that small, so I'm going to put medium. It's usually a good size to start with. You can add the caption if there happens to be a caption for this image, and then you can change the alignment. I want it to have center alignment, and I'll save those changes. It'll show up in just a minute. There it is. Okay, great. So I'm going to now preview these changes before I update the page. So I'm going to click Preview Changes here. Great, and there it is. There's our two test columns, our image. Here's our test tab with our test text. And you can see since these elements are not part of the tabs, they continue to stay there throughout switching of the tabs. So that is a quick overview of how to edit the pages on the Yakima County VAS website.